به هر حال امروز میخوایم یک گوگل کلاس روم ایجاد کنیم با اشتراک تمام کسایی که فعلا وجود داره در صنف ما. در پلوی از او یک دو اکتیویتی انجام میدیم به اساس درسایی که دیروز آموختیم. یک اکتیویتی رو به شما منیس وظیفه خانگی مسپاریم تا هفته دیگه بخیر انجام خواهد دادیم. با شروع میکنیم به اینکه چگونه استفاده کنیم از پایتون آهسته یاد بگیریم که آنلاین از کدام تکنولوژی استفاده کنیم به خاطر از اینکه با پایتون آشنایی پیدا کنیم. موضوع دیگه که راجع به ایمیل هایتان میخوایم بگویم، تمام ایمیل ها رو ما جیمیل کار داریم. من فکر میکنم تا بالا همتون جیمیل فرستادین. خب بازم به خاطر آینده میخوایم بگویم جیمیل به خاطر ضرورت داریم که باز هم گوگل کلاس روم، هم گوگل سرتیفیکیشن و هم کلاب که پسان ما به شما را قابل استفاده قرار خود دادیم، همه از او ضرورت به جیمیل داره. دیگه لازم بهتر است که همتون ایمیل جیمیل داشته باشیم.
بله میبینیم.
میبینیم استادم. 3 بخش داره: استریم و کلاس ورک و پیپر.
ببینین اینجا دایمستری اینجا اناونسمنت تایم هم میباشم. مثلا ما دیروز پریزنتیشن هست نوشته کردیم که پریزنتیشن اینترودکشن این فاندیشنز نه و ویدیو لکچر هر دوی از این شامل است. یعنی ما وقتی شما در پریزنتیشن میرین پاورپوینت این پریزنتیشن دیروز ما اینجا شریک ساختیم نه این شما میتونین اینجا چی کنین بعدش بیارین و وقتی که ویدیو لکچر هم میرین ما هم یوتیوب لینک شریک ساختیم شما میتونین کلیک کنین یوتیوب لکچر یا بخش چی کنین سایت ببینید. همه قسم ما امروز شما سیستم مارکینگ ما تهیه کردیم. مارک شما اتوماتیک ریپورت امروزتان شریک خود کردیم داخل هر موضوع و همچنان بعضی کلاس ورک ها داریم که را ما استایست امروزتان شریک خود ساختم قدم به قدم و شما کلاس ورک انجام میدین و مارکینگ از اتوماتیک صورت میگیره و شما اتوماتیک همو چی میه همو معلومات برتان میه دیگه. اما تک چیز باز شد بر کلتون؟
بله استاد.
بسیار عالی بسیار عالی. این حال اینجا بعضتان این چی را می داشته باشین بعضتان نمی داشته باشین. نوتبوک ها رو فرق نمیکنه، درست است؟ به نام ریسنت نوتبوک هست نه. مثلا شما میشه که در گوگل درایو تان کلیک کنید در اینجا بخش گوگل درایو تان یک دونه نیو نوتبوک در خود گوگل درایو تان جور کنید. یعنی نیو نوتبوک جور میکنید. هر کدی که نوشته میشه اما پلتفرمی که کد دو نوشته میشه همون نوتبوک میگم. اگر چی در جوپیتر باشه، چی در کلاب باشه، چی در ویس کد باشه، همون رو به نام نوتبوک یاد میکنم. خاطر که کد لسان کامپیوتر امی لسانایی است مثل که ما شما و هر لسان به خاطر نوشتار خود به یک کتابچه ضرورت داره. اینو پس کلوز میکنین. اینی شد امی فایل نوتبوک که شما جور کردید. این فایل نوتبوک به نام گوگل کولاب نوتبوک است. در تمام کودای پایتون رن میشه. در تمام پایتون دمی کار میشه. از این قسمت بسیار ساده دبل کلیک کردم میشه که نام زیر مثلا تغییر بدین نوشته کنین AD Advanced Data Analytics نه. اونو IPY انگلیش تغییر نتین. او که است او امو نوتبوک است که باز اگر گوگل کلاب در جای دانلود کردیم مثلا در جوپیتر داشته باشیم باز میشه که در جوپیتر هم امور استفاده کنیم. او قسمتش تغییر ندیم. انتر میکنید دیدین نامش تغییر. اینجا چی قصاص؟ اینجا که اینجا کلیک کنین اینجا باز من براتون میگم که مثلا تیبل اف کانتنت اگه داشته باشین این نوتبوک طور دیزاین شده که هم شما دی کد کار کرده میتونین هم دی تکست کار کرده میتونین. یعنی شما هم میتونین که دی نوشته کنین هم میتونین نه دیگه این پیج ما دوباره باز کردن نمیتونم به خاطر که پیج ما فعلا باز کردم این نوتبوک جور کردم. شما پلیز فالو کنین the way. اگر کدام جای نمیشه کار نمیتونه پس آن باز ما پس دوباره میم نو لینک کلیک کنین اسکرین که بر شما باز میشه در اونجا تصویر بیاین نیو نوتبوک بگوین یک نوتبوک براتون باز میشه در گوگل کولاب نامش تنها فعلا تغییر دادیم. امیدوار هستم که مرا تعقیب کرده باشین تا اینجا. دوستای زیاد سوال دارن من نمیفهم سوالایتان اگر عاجل است بکن.
Excuse me sir, please may you explain again from beginning.
علی جان سفری اینو سوال ندارم. همینجا من بر شما کد شریک یک لینک شریک ساختم. می‌بینید بسیار ساده است، هیچ بگینینگ دیگه نداره. یعنی اینی که کلیک کردیم باش کلی جامون کلی چیز باز نمیشه. این یک صفحه میخوام بسیار خلاص من سر از این گوگل درایو، یعنی همین چرا گوگل درایو انتخاب میکنم؟ به خاطر که یعنی نوت بوک را که جور میکنین در جیمیل شما ثبت کنین، هر جای قابل دسترسی باشه براتون. دیگه آپشن هم داره، میتونین از کامپیوترتون اپلود کنین، از گیت هاب اپلود کنین، از دیگه جای. اینو من به خاطر براتون امروز میگم که شما ان شاء الله تعالی ما شما پروفایل گیت هاب هم می داشته باشیم، پروفایل کاگل هم می داشته باشیم. در آخر از این کورس شما یک فول دیجیتال پورتفولیو می داشته باشید. تمام از اون. اینجا فقط سر نیو نوت بوک کلیک میکنید. نیو نوت بوک کلیک کردین این تا که براتون باز میشه. این یک چیزی باز میشه. در اینجا فقط من نامش تغییر دادم. اینجا دبل کلیک کردم ایدی ساخت. این بخشی است که میتونید این نوت بوک دانلود کنین با فرمت های مختلفه. این تیبل اف کانتنت است. اینجا در نوت بوک سرچ کنه میتونین. مهم گپش اینی قسمت است که فایل هایی را که شما استفاده میکنین یا در گوگل درایو شما استفاده اینی فعلا فایل هایی است که در این نوت بوک شما کار میکنین. اینی را که کلیک کنین سرش، اینی را یکی از گوگل درایو تان لینک میکنه. کانکت تو گوگل درایو، میگن یس کانکت تو گوگل درایو. گوگل درایو شما را که از این نوت بوک لینک میکنه. هر چیزی را که شما در گوگل درایو یعنی گفته کدام اکانت من میگم اینو میگم فوتوکی می اکانت من یوز کنین. هر اکانت را که شما اینجا یوز میکنین گوگل درایو تان کلش همینجا میاد. چرا گوگل درایو که از این نوت بوک تان لینک کنین؟ به خاطر از این لینک میکنین دیتا ست هایی را که ما به شما میدیم، کاری را که شما میکنین هم از اینجا تمپوری سیو میشه در این نوت بوک. لیکن در گوگل درایو یعنی در درایوتان یعنی مای درایو نه، اینجا باز کلش به شکل دائمی تمام چیا سیو میشه. امی محتویاتی که اینجا وجود داره کلش اینجا سیو میشه در گوگل درایو. لذا اینی را که کلیک کنین گوگل درایو تان اینجا چی میشه معلوم میشه، نشان داده میشه. باز از گوگل درایو میتونین دیتا اینجا وارد کنین، دیتا های مختلف اینجا وارد کنین. امیدوار هستم کلگی برای خود یک دانه گوگل کولاب نوتبوک جور کرد. So I hope by end of this you already prepared completed creating a Google Colab notebook. So please confirm. Ashley, are you did you create the first notebook? So any other great. So I just want to confirm because I explained all these things in other language other than English. So I just want to confirm that everyone is on the same page. That's good. Now you have great, Ashley. Thank you. Now we have prepared notebook in Colab. We have enrolled into the Google Classroom. Now it is time for Kaggle. Just kaggle.com. Very good. This is Kaggle. For Kaggle, if you have an account, sign in. If you don't have an account, please register. Create an account on Kaggle. So I will be coming back within 5 to 10 minutes. If you have PyCharm, do we need to use this? If you have PyCharm, you don't need to use Google Colab. But there will be a problem for you all the time that you have to upload your notebook to the classroom. If we ask you to submit any codes, then you have to upload your notebook, download your notebook locally, then upload it back to the classroom, Google Classroom. That will be one of the problems that you're going to face if you're using other environments like PyCharm other than Colab. Visual Studio is the same thing. I have also Visual Studio. I like Visual Studio, but still you have to then download the notebook, then upload the notebook back to the Google Classroom. I don't have any specific preferences. My understanding is Colab is because online. Colab is online and accessible from everywhere. This is why I prefer Colab, that you will have access everywhere. And the data is saved on your Google Drive, which can be accessible from everywhere. Yeah, VS Code, Visual Studio Code is the same thing, I think. Now, please create your accounts on Kaggle and confirm to me in the message that you created your Kaggle accounts. Yeah, thank you, Ashley, for your step-by-step putting all those things. I hope everyone now has a Kaggle account. That's good. If you have a Kaggle account, that's another very good step. And now continue to having another account. I know Kaggle registration is getting a bit is a type of taking process.
To Kaggle, we can also log in from Gmail, so it's like very simple, I think.
Yeah, I understand how you're saying what you're saying. Just directly join the Kaggle through Gmail. I think the same thing you can do with GitHub. So now you have to have an account here. Great. Nasratullah says that he has a GitHub account. That's very good. So start creating your GitHub account as well, and confirm to me that you have accounts everywhere. Collab, Kaggle, GitHub. So I have shared with you a new announcement from Google Classroom, which I named it Data, Information, Knowledge, and Wisdom Class Activity. I hope you get an email and as well associated data set with it. This is the data set. Did you receive that?
Yes, but we can preview. Maybe we don't have access or something.
No, that's not about the access of it. Everyone can connect, couldn't preview file, you may be offline or limited connectivity. Maybe they're saying like this. You have to choose a file for that.
Yes, we have it. So it's
Yeah.
Excel format.
Yeah, it's an Excel format and it's a very easy data set. So you just, if you click, so such a screen will appear. Instead of this, you can just choose Google Sheet. Or if you have on your computer, you can use Excel, but I prefer Google Sheet. That will be sufficient. Now here, you have this data set shared with you. Now here under the drive, if you go to the Colab that we created, and you come here under the drive, you have find that sheet which has been shared with you here under the drive.
Excuse me, sir. I haven't received the email.
You have received what?
I haven't received the email. Any link from you?
No, if you're enrolled into the Google Classroom, you should receive this. This is everyone received it. So if you're already enrolled in the Google Classroom, you will be receiving that.
Maybe I'm not included in that
You
Google
should
Classroom.
do that. Yeah, then do it, please. Yeah,
Click.
there is a link. Click on it. Go to the Google Classroom. We didn't stop yet joining that. So everyone can join right now till end of this session.
Where's the link, Professor?
Okay, thank you.
We will be continuing the thing. I will not go back to what we have discussed because we are wasting the time. I will be continuing this link. You already should get it. Now go back to the Google Colab notebook that you have prepared. And here, as I mentioned to you previously, whenever you're clicking here, you will not be seeing, you will be seeing only these two. This is the root and this is the sample data. But in order to mount your Google Drive, you have to click on this. It asks you that should I connect to the Google Drive? You should say yes, connect to the Google Drive. Then look at this, it says mounting Google Drive. Google Drive will be mounted shortly. This is the drive. Good. This is my drive. This is my Google Drive. This is Classroom, Google Classroom that we have. This is the name of Advanced Data Analytics Classroom that we have. Clicking on this data set, which I have uploaded here, class activity, see this data set. It appears to you here. It appears to you here. See this data set. DIKW dataset.csv. DIKW dataset.csv. It appears here. I am just telling you how to find your files within the Google Drive and how to link it then with the Colab. So this is how you will be proceeding with the understanding the Google activities. Okay, for Python, let's start with the Python. I will not proceed with all details what we are doing, for example, here, because we have a separate Python class. The activity we're doing right now today is not about the Python. It's about actually exploring the data set and understanding the data, information, knowledge, and wisdom that we have to extract from a simple data set. This is the main activity in this course. In this activity, you will be having a homework as well, similar homework. So whatever I'm doing right now is part of the similar. You should be doing it within this week and then submit a report for me end of this week. So please pay attention what I'm doing right now. We have a data set and a very small data set. And now we want to see what is in that data set. You know, this is a small data set of simple rows, 1, 2, 3, or 5 rows. But you can have a data set of millions of rows. If you have a data set of millions of rows, you cannot open that data set through Google Sheet or through Excel or anything else. Just you cannot do that. That's the thing. So my suggestion would be for you that please, while we are saying that we will be using Python. Python is actually for this specific purpose. Specific purpose of Python is actually that we can load huge number of rows and data using the Python instead of opening that in Excel or on Google Sheets. So it is our way how to deal with that. What is actually Python? Everyone says Python. Yesterday we had a very hot discussion, and the whole night everyone was discussing about the language of the course. And I was very surprised that if that amount of time would have been spent to learn something new, I would guarantee you that you will learn a new topic. You would learn a new topic. But still, we discussed a few hours about in which language the course should be. The similar thing, the computer knows only one language. So one of these languages. There are different languages which computer understands. Python is one of the very famous languages which computer can understand that. Computer cannot understand your Dari, Pashto, whatever language you're talking. Computer understands the way that it interacts. So if you're in the tech sector, majority of the documentations, code documentations, certifications, whatever you're doing, everything is in English and relevant to the to the computer activities or majorly in English. The aim of this course is that you will be learning advanced data analytics, and the aim of this course is that we will enable you at FilmStick, that you will get a Google certificate, and Google certificate is not there for the reputation and just for the showing off or being cool, looking cool that you have a Google certificate. No, it's actually for those people who actually needs an online job. They need money, they need to feed their family, they have been suppressed by their regimes, putting down to be sitting at homes. But this certification and this profile building, portfolio building, digital portfolio building in different websites will enable them to apply for online jobs, get a job, make money, and be a reputable tech person virtually, actually, if it's physically not possible. This is the aim of this program. If someone is just to get the certificate to show it that how cool he or she is, that he can or she can get the certificate, then this program is not for him or her. Now coming to the Python. Python is the language of computer. Computer understands, in the Python is the mean that how the computer will interact with you. Finally, computer only understands 0 and 1 at the end. Whatever text even you're writing to this in these environments, there are means. For example, Python is one of the means which interpret those things and make computer understandable of what you're asking. Why Python is very much important? Because C, C++, Java, JavaScript, those are all very difficult languages. Very difficult libraries, very difficult codes to memorize, to understand, sometimes very limited documentations. But what is good about Python? Python is very easy. You can communicate with computer very easy without any other types of other means. For example, for Google, for data visualization, usually people, they use Power BI or Tableau. These are the softwares that people, they are using that. But those are commercial softwares. You have to pay for those licenses. For example, right now, Office. I really don't know how many of you are using Office. Here, we cannot use Office. For example, in UK, you have to pay them on yearly basis to get the license and use the Office. It's simple word. In order to use it, you have to pay them. So these are all commercial means of using those text dating, data set exploring, in all those things. For example, understanding and conducting descriptive analytics on a data set. Previously, we were using that, and we were doing that in Excel. Excel is a paid software. You have to buy and purchase the license for that. While everything in Python, without using a specific commercial software, is possible. Python is an open source software. Is an open source developed by community, and community people within the community, the developers, they're contributing to this software. So there is nothing locked in this software that you have to pay to someone in order to give you access to any of those libraries. All those libraries, everything is community-based open source, they are calling it. The main thing right now in the tech industry is that everyone is now preferring to proceed toward the open source, because these giant tech companies like Google, like Microsoft, like IBM, they just got a monopoly on everything in the tech industry. And one of the aim of these community developers are that they have to proceed with the open source. Open source is just provide access to everyone. Everyone has to have access to the in the community, in the tech sector. This is why the Python came for the first time, in the logic behind the Python. Now we have a data set. If I would ask you to proceed with the data set, analyze the data set, you will automatically open it in Excel, yeah? Everyone knows Excel. I hope so. Or in Google Sheet. But right now, we will be showing you a different way of dealing with the data set through Python. Now, I will be importing some of the libraries, but don't ask me that why we are doing that. You just copy that. That's it. We will be going through this in very detailed whenever we are when we are going to use the Python. But right now, I am just using this as an example for you that how to explore this data set. What is pandas? What is NumPy? Pandas is a Python library like exploring the data sets. It's type of developed Excel of Python, for example. Similarly, NumPy is just dealing with the numbers. Matplot is for the visualization, and Seaborn is also for the visualization. So these are some of the libraries. See, just I just copied all these codes into the chat. So just go to the chat, copy that into your notebook, and when you will copy that into your notebook, just click this run button. Great. Now بعد از اینکه این شد سی اینجا که این پایانه کسی چی بیاین اینجا کد یا تکست اضافه میکنیم کدام از اضافه میکنیم we'll just add in code or just here can say add code see another code اینجا میتونید شما تکست هم اضافه کنید میتونید اینجا مثلا خاص سعی کنید بالا از شما میتونید تکست هم اضافه کنید تکست شما میتونید اینجا نوشته کنیم که این دبل کلیک کنید دبل کلیک شما میتونید نوشته بکنید که مثلا
Sir,
yes
sorry for disturbance. Could you please share your screen? I have
I'm sharing
rejoined
my
3
screen.
times, but
I reshared my screen. Okay, now there is text. So you can just put the text above the code and select all this text and just say, this is, see, this is title. This is subheading number 2. This is subheading number 3. So all these hashes, it just says how much, what is the level of subheading. So we will be saying just subheading, yeah? Then we can say importing necessary libraries, yeah? And this should be subheading 2, yeah? Good. Now we have imported necessary libraries here. Good. Now, when we imported necessary libraries, then we have to import now our data set, yeah? Okay. Before that, we have to import, after importing necessary libraries, we have to import our data set, okay? This is also subheading number 2. Importing the data set, how it will work. We will name whatever data set we want. We will name our data set DIKW is equal to CSV. So now go find your file, the data set file that we shared. Copy the path. See, copy path. Bring it back to the head and just paste it. Paste it like this. And run the file. See? After this, if you just write DAKW and run it, it will give you your data set. See, this is your data set. Transaction ID, customer name, date, product ID, product name, category, quantity, price per unit, total amount, payment method, in country. See, This is your data set. Now, if you don't know what I have done, so just starting again. pd.read_csv. This is a function of pandas to read your data set. See, if you just put here, this is the part of your data set. I found my file here, the data set which I have shared with you. This is the data set I shared with you. I found it here. I just copy the path. I put the path into like this, see? Or you can just put two of them. But this is how it should look like. Okay, now after this, let's add one more code. We have to understand the structure of our data. One of the things that we have to understand the structure of the data, that's the DIKW, which is our data set. That's called shape of data set. So you have, if you just click and enter this the shape of data set, it says 5 and 12. What does it mean? 5 rows, 12 columns. So this is the shape of our data set. It means we have 5 rows. In Python, the rows are starting from 0, not from 1. So 0 is the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 12 columns. And after this, if you understand the shape, now we have to understand one more thing about our data. This is our data. About the but what is actually the information within our data is there. This is the information about our data set. This is the detailed information about our data set. See, our data set has 5 entries. See, 5 entries, it means 5 rows, 12 columns. These are the name of columns. These are the entries within those columns. These are the data types of those columns. For example, transaction ID. Transaction ID, all 5 rows within this column, they are non-null. It means they have a value there. So there is no missing value here. Data type is object here. It should not be, it should be object because it has text and number together. If it has text and number together, it will be string, we are calling it. We will be coming to the data sets later on, to the data types later on, but just find it right now that its object is proper. Customer ID is the same thing. This is customer ID. Then customer name should be string. Date is object, while it should not be object. It should be date. Date is a separate type. Product ID is object, product name is object, category is object, quantity is integer. That's very good. Quantity is integer. There is difference between integer and between float. Integer is, it doesn't have any fractions. And the floats, they have fractions. For example, you can have 50.1 in float, a decimal point. But in integers, you cannot have. You will have solid number 1, number 2, number 3. Total amount, payment methods, and country. So these are our transaction data set. So this is how shape is just saying how the data set is there. How many rows, how many columns. Info gives you a very comprehensive understanding of the data set. But now you can use another thing as well. A very detailed thing. That is called, if you put the data set and then you say describe data set. Sorry. Describe requires an E at the end. If you see describe the data set, what is happening to this? All the columns which are numbers, you see all the columns which are numbers, which is quantity, see, which is price per unit, this is number, and total amount, which are the numbers. They are conducting a descriptive analytics on those columns. So what is the descriptive analytics of those columns? See, count. How many rows are there? 5. Mean value of those values, 1.6. Standard deviation, 0.8. Minimum number is 1. 25 percentile is 1. 50 percentile is 1. 75 percentile is 2. Maximum number is 3. Price per unit is the same. Total amount is the same. So this is a type of descriptive analytics about our data set. Now, coming to the specific column, if you want to explore a specific column. For example, we have column called country, yeah? That's good. We have a column called country, and we want to actually explore that column specifically. If you just run it, so this is, they just will select the country column for you from this data set. See, United States, United Kingdom, United States, Canada, Australia. But these are not the unique values within this column, yeah? You know why? Because there are two times United States mentioned there. Now, if you get the unique values of this column, you will be having United States, United Kingdom, Canada, and Australia. So actually you have an array of just 1, 2, 3, 4 values within this column. So these are some of the things that we have to understand about how to operate with our column. I hope you got to this point and everyone is in this point somehow.
Yes.
Good. Now coming to the selecting a specific column, for example, yeah. As we mentioned that instead of different things, different columns, we want to select only some of these columns, not all of them. For example, for us, what is important right now? You know, what is important right now for us is that we have to understand the sales and the product category, yeah. So see, payment, total amount, product name, product category, and the sales on this product category, for example, total amount. Now, if we say that I want to have product sales, yeah, product sales, and I want only from this data set, what I want from this data set. I want only product name and total amount. Product name and total amount. Product name, total amount. So these would be the product sales, yeah? So product name and total amount. Now, you actually created a new data set called product sales. In this product sales, you will have only product name and total amount. So you extracted a portion of this data, this full DIKW data set. You named it something else. You just need only these two from that data set. This is one of the things that you can do that. Or, for example, you want to do something else. You want to do, for example, to understand the products sold for a specific country. Yeah, you don't want other countries. You just want a specific product sold to a specific country. For example, for the United States, yeah, if you want to US transactions, it is you want to extract all those rows from this uh, data set where the country is equal to the United States. See, is now, if you want to have US transactions, it will give you only that rows of data set where the country is equal to the United States. See, only country United States, and we have only 2 sales among 5 sales within that. So this is how you can do that. So also you can add something new to this data set. You extracted from this data set something. You filtered the data set. You filtered it only on United States, but also you want to add something else to this data set. See, if you want to add, for example, a quantity by price per unit, for example. Quantity price per unit is uh, how much it will be. Yeah. However, you have it as a total amount here. You understand this, but still, you want to have only specific calculations for this. How to add this new calculation column for the data set? You will just go to say, okay, this is our data set. We want to add new column to it. Yes. What will be the name of our new column for this data set? We will be saying, okay, it's calculated total. Yeah. Calculated total. What will be within this calculated total? This is the name of data set. We want to what? We want to this data set, which is the price per unit, and we want to multiply it by price per unit by quantity. See, these are all the columns under this data set. If you just click it, run. Now, if you just put the data set, now you have another column here called calculated total. See, this calculated total has been created here, a new column. So you can have new columns as well. You can sort the data set, different types of activities, but still you can sort the data set. For example, let's sort it DIKW is equal to, for example, we want to sort this data set by dot sort values by what? See, you have to define it by which column you want to sort it. We want to sort it by total amount, yeah? By total amount. But you have to put, otherwise computer will not. And how I want to sort it. Ascending, for example, yeah? Ascending should be true or false. So let it be false, for example, yeah? Now run this. Now just select sorted DIKW, click what you will have. Now you have the total amount starting from the biggest to the lowest. See, 150 is now the top, 75, then 50, 50, 20. So you're doing all these sorted as well. The same things, you can do it in Excel as well. But this is how it works right now here in this data set in Python. These are very basic things in the Python, but you can do that. Now, let's for example count, do some visualizations for this data set, not for the sorted one, but for in general for our data set. We can use two type of libraries for visualization. One is called Seaborn, another is called Matplot. We will be coming in detail to this, but just to show you right now that how we can do that, we can do a SNS count plot. SNS is called Seaborn. We already imported that, SNS Seaborn count plot. What will be the data source for this plot? It will be the DIKW. You can define different types of data source here. You can define sorted DIKW. You can have other type of extracted data sets. This is why, for example, you have main data set, you have extracted something from that. This is why you can just then select that. And what will be the X for that, for this plot, for this counted plot? So it will be just, say, just country, yeah? Now you have to put plt.show and just run the file. What will happen? This is the visualization. See, it says it gets the data. In the X, it puts the country column. It counts, simple counts. How many times this number appeared in that column? For example, this is called count plot. See, United States mentioned one time, two times. So this is two times mentioned. Two unique times. Canada, Australia, and UK mentioned one time, so it shows one time. You can also have, for example, the title for it, the other things for this plot, the rotation of the numbers. So you can have different things. But now let's keep to this bar chart. We can do the same thing. For example, we can use a scatter plot. The data will be our DIKW, the X. So what will be the X for us? So let's see the quantity in the total amount here. Quantity, and Y will be the total amount for it, and see what happens. We will be putting a scatter plot. So this is a type of scatter plot, which is not a very good scatter plot because it shows only, because we have only 5 points. We don't have 3 points, 4 points, and 5 points. So we have only this much of points. But if you add hue as a country as a hue, so then it says, see this green is Canada, These two blues are United States. This orange is United Kingdom. This red is Australia. So this is the total amount of sales. See how many sales in how many quantity have been sold, for example. This is a scatter plot. We have only 5 points. This is scatter plot is not looking good, but if you have a huge number of things, then you can have lots of them. Now coming to some of the descriptive analytics for this data set, for example. We can see, for example, now that the different countries' sales, let's see how country sales happen. For example, we have different sales per different countries. Now we want to group by what? Group by our data set by country, and we want to see how much sale happened to that in that country. Now, if you want to have country sales, this shows for us that Australia had 150, Canada's sales amount, sum of total amount is 75, United Kingdom, sum of total amount is 50, and United States is 70. You know how we extracted the new information and knowledge from this? We extracted from this data set that besides that United States has 2 rows for sales there, but still the highest amount for sale is Australia, 150. So this is how you can generate insights from this data set. Now coming to another thing. Let's do the same thing, not country sales, but category sales. Category sales is dot group by what? By category. By category of what? We want to compare the total amount that we created, the revenue that the sum of total amount. Now, if you say category sales and just run it, see, electronics has the highest amount of sales. After that, accessories, and after that, fitness. See? Now, within the category, that we have understood that now it is electronics, you will see within the electronics what are very much popular. Within the electronics, we have wireless headphones, we have Bluetooth speakers. See? So it means the important things within electronics is the wireless headphones. See? Because there are 2 items of wireless headphones. Now, coming to the final thing, that increasing marketing efforts for electronics provide a discount on wireless headphones. We can get more and more customers. Now, from all what we have done here, which is a very brief of what we have done, now I will just show you very simple how to do DIKW, data, information, knowledge, and wisdom activities. we have this data set. All these rows, these are data. These are data. We are looking at these rows within this data set. A guy called Alice Smith. On this date, product ID, product name, category. He bought one of them. Price was 50. Revenue came to us 50. He paid by credit card in the country is United States. That's what. That's data. The very raw fact. The very raw fact. Now, let's devise from data some what? Some information. Yeah. Now, next stage is information. Now let's come to the data set C. This is the how we are going to proceed toward generating the information. We have to link the dots. Yeah, we have to link the dots. We have to first understand how is the data set overall linked together. How is the shape of data set? How is the information within the data set? What is the descriptive statistics within the data set? What are the unique countries? Now let's come to another things. For example, to the assessing different types of generating different types of connecting different types of data sets, generating different types of visualizations. And at the end, let's see, for example, category sales, a simple amount. We assess that, okay, we have five sales. Within those 5 sales, we have 3 categories. Let's see which category is actually generating the highest revenue. And this is, we came to define that electronics is generating the highest revenue. See, this is now what? This is now the information that we have generated. Now, what is knowledge? Knowledge is the application of that information. We recognized that the electronic is the highest selling category for this data set, yeah? And what is within the electronics, which is the highest number within the electronics category? What is there? Those are the wireless headphones. See, this is how we came to a knowledge generated from this information. Now, what is the wisdom? Wisdom is making that data-driven decision in regard to your sales. You found at the end that the highest categories, which has the highest sales, that's electronics. And within electronics, the highest number of items within that category, those are the wireless headphones. Good. Now you have the information, you have the data, you have the knowledge, and what is your wisdom? Wisdom is a decision, a sound marketing decision based on all these things. If you were a store manager, what would you do? You would just put some discounts on wireless headphones, buying more wireless headphones into your inventory, bringing more headphones, and just starting more marketing for your headphones. This is the application of data, information, knowledge, and wisdom. Whatever data set you are having, they are starting from raw facts and then leading toward a very sound decision, knowledgeable decision that will change the destiny of your store. You are a store manager. Now, with this data set assume that you have thousands of items there, yeah? You have such a data set. You cannot do that within Excel and within Google Sheet. You have to understand how to use it with Python. You'll bring that data set, you will analyze it properly, and at the end, you will be in the position to see which of your items are selling much more and bringing much more money to you. Okay, I have to put more marketing activities on those items, and I have to buy more of them, put in my warehouse. This is how a small data raw fact bring a wisdom and a sound decision based on data driven. I hope you understood it very well. I understand that there will be lots of lots of difficulties of understanding these complex topics that we have delved today. But my simple task from today lesson was just to explain to you the importance of wisdom based on knowledge, based on generated by information coming from data, and how the data is playing a key role, and to take a proper decision. This is how our today's activity. By end of today, you will be having Kaggle. You will have a GitHub profile. I will guide you step by step how to prepare your online existence. At the end of this course, you should not be data analysts within yourselves. You should be data analysts known to everyone, online activity. So having your portfolios on GitHub, on Kaggle, and on LinkedIn, you will be, people should understand that actually you're a data analyst, actually. If any questions in English, so please let me know. Otherwise, بعد دری پشتو که سوال داره لطفاً سوال کنه. ما امیدوار هستم که این محتویات امروز به درتون خورده باشه. ما وظیفه‌ای که برای هفته آینده ضرورت است که به اساس همین شما پیش خود رفتین او را از طریق گوگل کلاس روم برایتون شریک خود ساختم. پرزنتیشن هم رایتان است. در پرزنتیشن لطفاً قسمتی که مربوط DIKW میشه و قسمتی که مربوط انالیتیکس میشه امور یک بار دیگه مرور کنیم شکل درست، به خاطر که اساینمنت نو شما تزمی باشه. ما برای شما 3-4 کویز روان میکنم و از طریق گوگل کلاس روم در جریان هفته روان میشه. شما روز جواب میتین دیگه. باز امیدوار هستم زیاد سوالای مطلق نیست، فقط چی است 4 جواب است یا 3 جواب، فقط یکی انتخاب میکنم. شما رو به الله تعالی من میسپارم. تشکر از اینکه اشتراک کردین. Thank you for your participation. Our session is officially ended. Any questions during the week, I am at your disposal either via Google Classroom or WhatsApp group. So we will be in touch.